Humane Society of Missouri Second Chances Telethon. I'm Virginia Kerr and I'll be your host. This year alone, the Humane Society of Missouri provided rescue services, veterinary attention, and loving care to more than 80,000 homeless, abused, and abandoned animals. In the next hour, you'll hear inspiring stories about dogs rescued from puppy mills, horses saved from starvation, and pets that have forever changed the lives of their families. You'll also learn how you can be a hero to the many thousands of animals that are still waiting for their second chance.
I'd like you to meet a person who's very special to the Humane Society of Missouri. This is Roger Riney, founder and CEO of Scottrade. Scottrade is our lead telethon sponsor, and he's here to make a wonderful announcement.
Kathy, at Scottrade, we truly admire the work of everyone at the Humane Society of Missouri. You help so many suffering and homeless animals in St. Louis and throughout Missouri. So we want to make every dollar donated during this program work as hard as possible. Therefore, as the lead sponsor, Scottrade will match every donation that's given during this program up to $25,000. We are very excited that every dollar given will help twice as many animals.
Roger, that is absolutely wonderful. You and Scottrade have helped our animals in so many ways over the years. We can't thank you enough for literally doubling the donations we receive during the telethon. We'll be able to adopt more pets, rescue more animals from abuse, and help more children learn about caring for animals. Thank you so very much.
The Humane Society of Missouri would like to thank our lead sponsor, Scottrade, and our other sponsors, Purina One, HeartGuard and Frontline, AT&T, and Emerald Properties for helping make second chances possible. Call our toll-free number, 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Our first story takes us back to a devastating day in May 2011. The catastrophic F5 tornado that ripped through Joplin, Missouri, claimed the lives of 160 individuals and left thousands of others homeless in its wake. As agencies deployed to help the people of Joplin, the Humane Society of Missouri was assembling an expert rescue team to help the many animals whose lives were also in jeopardy. Within 24 hours, their disaster response team was on the ground in Joplin, providing critical rescue and sheltering services to pets in need.
One of the roles of the Humane Society of Missouri is we're the lead animal welfare agency in the state, and we respond anytime there are disasters that impact animals. The disaster, the magnitude that hit Joplin, Missouri, that impacted hundreds and caused many, many deaths and injuries and destroyed homes. And as they gather their families near, and then the very next thing they turn to is, where are their pets? Because those are family members too. At the Red Cross shelter, we're operating a co-location shelter for pets so that those people who are displaced by the tragedy can be near their pets. And so they're actually within the same building and sometimes even within the same room. And to see that interaction and how important it is to have that animal near them and to know that they are safe and they're at least going to have that as they begin to rebuild is so important. Part of our mission here is to go out into the field, into the impacted areas, and search for those animal survivors. They're dazed and confused. They may have been swept up by the storm and actually deposited miles away from their home. It's extremely important that we're there to collect these animal survivors, take them to a safe emergency shelter so that the owners can reclaim them once they are situated, and then they can begin to rebuild their lives. Another type of rescue service that we offer is some of the people who did evacuate from this area weren't able to take their pets with them. They can get that information to us and make what's called a rescue request, and we will be able to go into the impacted area, safely remove their animal from their damaged homes, and then take that animal to the emergency shelter, and then they will be able to reunite with that pet when they have a safe location to take that animal. And it's extremely important to be out there to collect these animals, because otherwise they most certainly will perish. We are often their last hope for those animals that are left behind. And that is our crucial mission, is that no animal is left behind without that hope. And that is why time is essential to get in as quick as you can, have the experienced team and equipment.
I've responded to Hurricane Gustav in New Orleans, Hurricane Ike in Galveston, Texas, tornado in Newton County, numerous floods, ice storms in New Madrid. I've pretty much seen it all. When you see the devastation that can occur from flooding, it's overwhelming. People are certainly scurrying to get out of their homes and to find a safe place, you know. And sometimes the animals are forgotten, and we're here to make sure that they're not. This picture shows our emergency shelter in Poplar Bluff, and we kind of nicknamed it Beagle Alley, as we provided sheltering for a gentleman and his family's beagles so that they didn't have to worry about where their animals would go, and they could consider where they needed to go for safe shelter.
One of the most memorable rescues from the Poplar Bluff flooding was a call from a woman who had a couple of dogs, and one of them had a puppy, and she couldn't get back to her house anymore. She was very close to the river, and so I went out with the fire department, and they were able to get me over to where the animals were at, and one of the firefighters went ahead of us, and we were waiting for him to come back and saw these two dogs in his arms. And he didn't know there was another puppy, so we had to go back in, and they were waiting for us at the shore, and they were so excited to have not only the puppy back, but the mother dog and father dog too.
This picture depicts the water dangers that we face when we're out extracting animals from a flood zone. We use the proper equipment to go in and extract animals. We received a call about animals in a flooded situation, so we don our dry suits and go into the water to extract animals from flooded situations so that they can be taken to a safer place. Pets are part of the family in many homes. And when we can provide the service to protect and house their animals, that's one less thing that a family has to focus on, and they can focus on the human element because we provide that service. You know, there are teams out there to do human search and rescue, and we are here to provide animal search and rescue.
This is Debbie Hill. She's the Vice President of Operations for the Humane Society of Missouri. And I have a feeling the video we just watched really doesn't do it justice when it comes to what you experienced, especially in Joplin. Take us back to that first day when you rolled onto the scene and what you saw.
It's absolutely beyond words to try to describe the devastating damage that an F5 tornado can do, literally ripping houses off of foundations to where you don't even see pieces of the house nearby. And anything in that house, including the people, including the pets, can literally be picked up and thrown hundreds of yards or even miles away. And then, of course, our job is to try to help maybe put some of those important pieces back together.
Let's talk about the disaster response team and how it wouldn't be possible without donations. You wouldn't have been able to go there and help those animals and families.
Oh, absolutely not. We have to maintain a high level of specialized training to go into these dangerous impacted areas, because you'll have power lines down, gas lines open, flooding and debris. You know, we're entering houses that are barely standing, but yet we go in to find any surviving pets. And so we have to train and prepare for that. We have to roll in with all of our own resources. We cannot be a drain on the devastated community. So we bring in our vehicles, our trailers, we bring in medical staff, we bring in everything we need to set up a temporary shelter and begin caring for those animals so that their owners can focus on the other things they have to do to put their life back together, and the animals will be there when they're able to take them.
So these people watching tonight could potentially be helping families of disasters one day.
Absolutely. And again, this happened in our backyard.
Right.
This is a part of our community. It doesn't just happen 3 states away. We are hit almost every year by a variety of disasters, floods as well as tornadoes. Sometimes, you know, winter storms will knock out power for weeks, and you have to truck in water for those animals because it's not available to them. The people at home who are calling in tonight who want to help us are really our heroes, because we would not be able to roll when we need to without their support behind us.
Thank you for everything that you do and for sharing your experiences with us. Now, you may not know this, but the Humane Society of Missouri receives no money from tax dollars, other animal welfare agencies, or the United Way. So every single penny of your donation is critical to these disaster relief services. And just for this program, the generous people at Scottrade will match whatever amount you can give. So your donation will count double. A $20 donation provides a week of care for a displaced animal in one of our emergency shelters. A gift of $100 provides veterinary services for an injured dog rescued from dangerous debris like you just saw. Please help us help animals in need. You can call at any time during this program. Volunteers are standing by. Charge your donation on Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org, and help ensure that no animal is ever left behind. Our next story begins with a heartbreaking situation. Zoe, a miniature poodle, spent day after day cramped in a cold, filthy cage at a Missouri puppy mill. She was never allowed out of that tiny space, even to stretch her legs, never given toys or treats. Zoe was never shown love. That is until the Humane Society of Missouri Animal Cruelty Task Force came to her rescue. You will not believe Zoe's dramatic transformation from a terrified puppy mill survivor to a happy, healthy dog who now enriches the lives of residents at a local senior center.
Zoe and I enjoy going on walks. She's actually just a really big snuggle bug. She loves to, snuggle on the couch. A friend of mine calls her a love sponge because all she wants to do is be petted and be loved. So we spend a good amount of time doing that. When I first adopted Zoe from the Humane Society of Missouri, I understood that she was a puppy mill rescue dog. She was part of a raid in mid-Missouri and was brought in with about 60 other dogs. I understood that there was video of the raid from the puppy mill, and so I went online and it was on the internet, and I only watched it once. It was pretty disturbing to see. Zoe's actually in the video with her 2 puppies that she had at the time, and so I watched it. She had a lot of fur, was very matted, it was very dirty, and it was just upsetting to watch, but at the same time I felt like it was important to know where she came from so that I could kind of better understand her. Everybody hears about puppy mills, but I think it's kind of an abstract concept until you actually see video of the conditions that the dogs are living in, and it's just horrific to really put a picture to the word of puppy mill. And it really makes you realize what a problem it is and how we need to do more to protect these animals. When I first met Zoe, she needed some surgery. She needed to be spayed and she needed to have some bladder stones removed. And I was really pleasantly surprised that the Humane Society was taking care of all of that. They were going to make sure that Zoe was healthy before she was adopted. When Zoe first came home, she really was not very fit. When you'd walk her around the block, sometimes she wouldn't even get around the block before she'd lay down in the middle of the sidewalk. She was used to being in a cage, and so now she had an opportunity to build up her endurance and take longer walks, and we just started out small and got longer and longer over time until she had, a lot more energy. Zoe's been such a blessing. She came into my family and just needed a little bit of extra attention at the beginning, but has really blossomed into a dog that has so much to give to me and to other people. She just had such a calm, loving way about her. So I heard about support dogs, and I knew that they did visits to hospitals and long-term care facilities, and I thought that would be a really good fit for Zoe. Zoe and I go visit at Garden View Care Center every 2 weeks on Tuesday nights, and so when I come home from work, she has a special harness that she wears when we go as a touch therapy team. And so when I get the blue harness out, she knows she's going to visit. When Zoe and I visit at Garden View, we typically go with 3 other dogs. So there are 4 touch teams that are visiting at the same time. 1 big dog, 2 medium-sized dogs, and Zoe's the little dog of the group. So we go into the main area at Garden View where residents are, it's usually from 6 to 7 p.m. And so residents have finished dinner and they're maybe watching TV or, sitting out in a common area, and that's where we visit.
Aren't you a baby doll? You are, sweetheart.
So when I see a resident, I ask them, I'm here with Zoe tonight, would you like to pet her? And it's their choice if they'd like to pet her or not. There are some people that get so excited when they see Zoe. Some people are big dog people, some people are little dog people, and the people who really want to visit with a little dog are very happy to see Zoe. You can really tell that the dog visits have an impact on the residents. You can tell that they're, maybe calmer, maybe happier. You can tell that they've enjoyed the opportunity to be with a pet. Maybe they aren't able to have their pet any longer, and this is a nice way for them to be able to have a relationship with an animal. At the end of the visit at Garden View, actually the Garden View receptionist gives treats to all the dogs who were there to visit that night, so she enjoys that part of the visit as well.
Hi, I'm Kathy Warnick, President of the Humane Society of Missouri. 2011 was a critical year for dogs like Sugar Bear and many others just like her suffering in Missouri's substandard puppy mills. The Humane Society of Missouri has long stood at the forefront of efforts to end puppy mill cruelty and improve the lives of breeding dogs throughout the state. Your generous donation to the Humane Society of Missouri makes it possible for us to investigate and respond to reports of animal abuse in substandard breeding facilities. Without your support, we cannot save the many thousands of suffering animals still waiting to be rescued. Please help us help more animals. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org. Thank you for giving an animal their second chance.
Why did I roll over my IRA to Scottrade?
For starters, it didn't cost me anything, and I got a $100 cash bonus for rolling over by April 16th.
I like bonuses.
Plus, at Scottrade, there are thousands of commission-free investments.
And if I need help, I can find it online, by phone, or at one of over 500 Scottrade locations.
It's why more investors with IRAs are saying, I'm with Scottrade.
How do you trade? With Scottrader streaming quotes, any way you want. Fully customize it for your trading process, from thought to trade, on every screen, and all in real time, which makes it just like having your own trading floor right at your fingertips.
At Scottrade, $7 trades are just the start. Try our easy-to-use Scottrader streaming quotes. It's another reason more investors are saying, I'm with Scottrade.
Tonight's telethon was made possible by our sponsors. The Humane Society of Missouri would like to thank our lead sponsor, Scottrade, and our other sponsors, Purina One, Heartgard and Frontline, AT&T, and Emerald Properties for helping make second chances possible. Call our toll-free number, 877-803-0078. Or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
When most people think of the Humane Society, they think of homeless dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens waiting to be adopted. But many other kinds of animals also benefit from the hard work and dedication of the Humane Society of Missouri. Abused and abandoned horses, goats, chickens, and even pot-bellied pigs have received a second chance thanks to the Humane Society's Long Meadow Rescue Ranch in Union, Missouri. Last year on this telethon, we told you the story of Saturn, a dangerously thin horse who would have starved to death in the winter cold if the Humane Society of Missouri hadn't arrived when they did. Tonight, we have an update on his situation, and we think you'll be very happy with the outcome.
When I first got Saturn, he wouldn't let me touch his ears. And now that I've had him, I've been working on his trust and my trust, and now he's letting me finally touch his ears.
Good boy. Well, Saturn came about when Jen and I had planned to go to a trail horse sale to look for a horse. And she called me the night before, or 2 nights before, and said, hey, I was thinking about rescuing a horse from Longmeadow Ranch.
I was on the email list for the Humane Society, and they were doing a featured pet of the week, and that pet happened to be Saturn. So I clicked on it, and it took me to the Longmeadow Rescue Ranch's website, where I was able to look at all the horses that they had. What impressed me the most was that every horse that you clicked on, you could learn about its personality, how much training it had, and how much the donation fee would be if you were to purchase that horse. And I was on that website for hours trying to find the perfect horse for my family. Longmeadow is a very long trip for me. It took me about an hour and a half. And I went to Longmeadow 6 weekends in a row to check out all the horses on my list that I wanted to see. And Saturn just tugged at my heartstrings right away. He was calm, he wasn't skittish with me. He did the things that I asked him already. His eyes just talked to me, and I felt that he was so soulful, and that is the horse that I wanted. I knew, I just knew. Just this past month and a half that I've had Saturn, my son and I have gotten closer. He and I come out here together and we chuck the stalls and we ride the horse and we work on the ground with the horse. So I feel like my time with my son has blossomed into a time that we can share something together. He and I love coming out here, and this is our hobby together. This is something we can share together. He's learned responsibility that I feel is so important to learn. We weren't just given this horse, we have to work for this horse, and that's what matters. And there's other things you do to take care of an animal. He talks about how he can get his horse to stand on blocks and how he can get his horse to jump over a jump for him. And it brings such pride in him that he can accomplish these things with our horse. Now that Saturn's in my life, I know that he and I will continue our relationship and build upon that. And I only hope that I can bring him the joy that he brings me.
If you're thinking about whether you're going to call or not, I'm going to help you make that call. You just watched an inspiring story about Saturn. Remember how terrible he looked when the Humane Society rescued him? Well, now here he is, and this is what he looks like today in his new life with a loving owner. That wonderful outcome happened because of you, and it's why we need your donations and your phone call right now. It's because of generous donors like you that Saturn was able to be rescued from starvation, rehabilitated by expert caretakers, and then adopted by a loving family. Every dollar you contribute to the Humane Society makes it possible to provide a second chance for animals like Saturn. And Scottrade will match that donation. You can help even more defenseless horses, dogs, and cats who need you right now. Let's check in with our phone bank. We have so many dedicated volunteers standing by to take your call, including Joan. Joan, have you received a lot of calls?
Oh yeah, we've had multiple calls. It's going really great, but we would really like to see the phones ring off the wall. Our animals need all the help they could possibly get, and we really appreciate everything that everybody's doing for us.
Yes, you heard Joan. We need people calling in. Obviously, the phones are ringing steadily right now, but we want them ringing off the hook. Please call us and be part of the commitment of the Humane Society to take care of all these animals, both small and large. All you have to do is call the number 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website. That's hsmo.org. I'd like you to meet Joellen Klepacki. She's the Assistant Director of Education for the Humane Society of Missouri. And then I guess we should introduce our friends too. This would be Sunny, and this is Cher. And they're brother and sister, just 5 weeks, and so cute. I bet your job is so fun because you get to work with animals and children. But I want to know about the programs. Why is it so important for the community and children to have these programs?
Well, it's important because we're teaching compassion, empathy, and respect for animals, which also translates then to humans. So that's the goal of all of our programs, whether we're teaching about responsible pet care and safety with the animals, which are the basics, up to the cruelty involved with puppy mills, dog fighting, the plight of dogs on chains, whatever it may be that the teacher or the troop leader or the homeschool parent has requested. We meet their needs through our education.
Well, let's talk about donations. Why are donations so important to your programs?
They're important because they fund everything we do, from the purchase of visual aids to buying materials for the classroom. We're hoping to get a smart board one day, an interactive smart board for our classroom. And they also help us provide transportation. There's a lot of groups.
That's huge.
That is huge. That's a big cost. There's a lot of groups who can't afford to pay to get to the Humane Society, so through the donations we can provide bus transportation.
Well, thank you for what you do. Such important programs.
Thank you.
So see, when you donate to the Humane Society of Missouri, you're not just helping out the animals, you're also making a positive impact on your community. Your gift of any amount supports these incredible education programs you just learned about that teach such important lessons to children about respect for all living creatures. Make a one-time gift tonight or become a humane hero with a monthly donation and help animals in need all year long. Please call now and support these great services and the many others that the Humane Society offers to both pets and people throughout your area. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Purina One Beyond, food for your cat or dog.
Our next story might be a difficult one for you to watch. It begins with a tale of horrible neglect that led to one of the largest horse rescues in the Humane Society of Missouri's history. Left to fend for themselves on a property where there was no food to eat and no water to drink, 17 horses were in grave danger. The outlook for one horse was especially grim. Galahad was on the brink of death when he was rescued by the Animal Cruelty Task Force, underweight by a sickening 400 pounds.
Galahad was rescued in May of 2009 from Howell County. We actually seized 17 horses from that place. He was one of the thinnest. I really don't think that Galahad would have survived probably longer than maybe another week. Galahad was one of 15 of the 17 horses that came straight back to Longmeadow. They started the rehab process, and it's a very slow process of refeeding. We have a vet come out as soon as possible and start them on floating their teeth and kind of looking at what their health problems are and how we can assess them. He was here almost 5 months. I would estimate that we spent about $3,500, $4,000 on his rehabilitation just in that amount of time. So it's a big investment, and that's why we really rely on donors. We don't adopt horses out for $3,500 or $4,000. Their adoption fees are significantly less because we really want them to be in a great forever home where the people can continue to support them.
I met him in August of 2009, and this guy stuck his head through the bars of his pen, and he put his nose right here on me and fell asleep.
Kay visited to the ranch initially. She was looking for a horse, and like many adopters do, they have this initial visit where they're looking for a connection with a certain animal. And she immediately found that with Galahad.
Not only did he fall asleep on me, but the next time I was out, he was out in the pasture, and they let me go and get him. And he looked up and he saw me. He didn't know me hardly from Adam's off ox, you know. But he come running right over to me and walked out just as quiet as you please. So yes, I do. I do believe that they choose. I mean, horses are deeper than we think. So yeah, he chose me. We're a matched pair.
When I first met Kay and Galahad, I laughed because Kay was very determined to have Galahad, even though she didn't have a whole lot of experience. She was a mature lady looking for really a first-time horse, and the one she had picked was an untrained, they believe at the time he was still a stud, young horse, just didn't know anything. She's doing very well with her horse, loves him dearly, and rides him on a pretty consistent, regular basis, can doctor him. She's turned into a pro in a very short amount of time.
As a psychologist, I actually use Galahad and some of my other horses with some of my clients. I've noticed with Galahad, he seems to resonate with people who are either grieving or have some kind of trauma in their background, and that may be because he in some way relates to them. He's also really good with kids because he's very gentle. And children sometimes have a hard time expressing their emotions in words so that their parents can understand them. But to put a youngster, really anyone, with a horse like this, it's much easier for them to open up, in a sense, to the horse. And somehow the horses understand this.
17 horses is quite a large rescue for us and for the Humane Society of Missouri. It took a team of about 10 people, 3 trucks and 3 large trailers. It's a lot of animals to fit into a space, and we also don't know those animals very well and how long they get along with each other. This was also pretty far down in southern Missouri, so it's a lot of mileage and people's time and efforts to get this many horses back.
I don't think they ever really forget the hardship they've been through. They don't dwell on it, but it's always there in the background. And so that's why it's so important to me when I see that he is happy and he's got all this wonderful grass to eat. That makes me feel really good because I've literally rescued this guy from certain starvation with Longmeadow's help, and given him a future, you know, given him a life where he doesn't have to worry about ever being hungry.
Today, Galahad has gained an amazing amount of weight and is happy and healthy in his new home. Caring for rescued horses and farm animals at Longmeadow Rescue Ranch is a huge investment. Just 4 weeks of Galahad's long recovery cost more than $3,000. Without your support, the Humane Society could not afford to provide him and so many other deserving animals with expert veterinary care and attention from their dedicated staff. Your generous gift of $50 pays for 1 routine investigation by the Humane Society's Animal Cruelty Task Force. A generous gift of $250 pays for 10 days of food and care for a rescued horse. Please call now and be a part of saving animals. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078. Volunteers are standing by at our phone bank to take your call, so please make a gift right now. Or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Why did I roll over my IRA to Scottrade?
For starters, it didn't cost me anything, and I got a $100 cash bonus for rolling over by April 16th.
I like bonuses.
Plus, at Scottrade, there are thousands of commission-free investments.
And if I need help, I can find it online, by phone, or at one of over 500 Scottrade locations.
It's why more investors with IRAs are saying, I'm with Scottrade.
I'm making my money do more. I'm consolidating my assets.
I'm not paying hidden fees or high commissions.
I'm making the most of my money, and $7 trades are just the start.
I'm with Scottrade.
I'm with Scottrade.
I'm with Scottrade.
And I'm loving every minute of it.
At Scottrade, we give you commission-free ETFs, no-fee IRAs, and more. Come see why more investors are saying,
I'm with Scottrade.
Tonight's telethon was made possible by our sponsors. The Humane Society of Missouri would like to thank our lead sponsor, Scottrade, and our other sponsors, Purina One, Heartgard and Frontline, AT&T, and Emerald Properties for helping make second chances possible. Call our toll-free number, 877-803-0078. Or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Welcome back. We'd like to show you the newest service offered at the Humane Society of Missouri, a full-service grooming center operated by Kennelwood Pet Resorts. Humane Society President Kathy Warnick and Kennelwood President Alan Jones will take you on a brief tour to show you how using these services is not only good for your pet, but also for the many animals in the Humane Society shelters.
Well, I'm very happy to show you our state-of-the-art facility. We'll be doing all of our services here.
We're working on a Shedex treatment here, and I just want to show you a little bit about how much hair we can pull out of the dogs here.
My goodness, wow, look at that. Just, unbelievable.
This is a Shed Magic brush, and it really does work magic. Kathy, this is our bathing room in here, and this little guy's getting his bath. He's being bathed with the HydroSurge bathing system. This features very penetrating recirculating system. It gets down to the skin. It really gets the pet's coat cleaner than you could ever do by hand. It also gets through the coat to the skin, so he's really getting a little massage while he's getting bathed.
Fabulous. What a great facility, Alan. We are so pleased to be have you be part of the Humane Society's Macklin Avenue headquarter location, and we are expecting terrific things to come of our partnership.
We're open for business, and we're hoping lots of people will agree with us.
Tonight's telethon was made possible by our sponsors. The Humane Society of Missouri would like to thank our lead sponsor, Scottrade, and our other sponsors, Purina One, Heartgard and Frontline, AT&T, and Emerald Properties for helping make second chances possible. Call our toll-free number, 877-803-0078. Or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Every year, thousands of pets were reported lost or missing in the St. Louis area. Sadly, many of these beloved dogs and cats are never reunited with their families. That's why the Animal Protective Association, the Humane Society of Missouri, and St. Louis County Animal Care and Control have teamed up to launch STLLostPets.org, a brand new website designed to help pet owners locate their missing animals.
Our three agencies receive 90% of the unwanted and lost pets turned into shelters in the St. Louis area. So when you browse STLLostPets.org, you'll have a great chance of finding your lost dog or cat. You can also submit a missing pet report and get all the information you need to help bring your pet home.
One of the easiest and most responsible things you can do to help increase your pet's chances of being found is to have them microchipped. It's easy and painless. Microchipping your pet gives them every chance of being reunited with you if ever they are lost. Please visit STLLostPets.org today to learn more about the vital service and to find the microchip location nearest you.
Welcome back to the Second Chances Telethon. When Humane Society rescuers arrived on scene at O'Fallon Park, they feared it was too late for Flory, a 9-month-old lab who had fallen through the ice of a frozen pond. Trapped in frigid waters for 45 minutes, she was mere moments from death when, after a call from the Humane Society, the St. Louis City Fire Department pulled her to safety. Humane Society animal cruelty rescuers wrapped Flory in blankets and rushed her to the Humane Society's headquarters, where their dedicated staff worked to raise her body temperature from a dangerously low 90 degrees. This is the story of her rescue and recovery.
Myself and another officer were actually in our dispatch office when the call came in to assist with a dog that had fallen through the ice. When we got to the scene, I got out and saw the dog in the water, and my immediate assessment was, how can I get out on the ice to go and grab her? I went and spoke to the firefighters who actually had a rescue team on the way. Those guys were prepared from the moment they got to the area. They came out of that truck dressed and ready to go in their cold water gear and didn't waste a second. They basically got down on all fours and kind of distributed their weight a little bit more on the ice so maybe they didn't fall through, and scooted themselves out to where the dog was at with a stretcher. So they were able to pull the dog back to shore before they even got themselves safely off the ice. They knew that a life, whether it was human or canine, was at stake, and they didn't waste a minute going out there and doing exactly what they needed to do. My first goal was to get those blankets around her and get her into our van that was waiting with the heat on. One of the EMTs with the fire department came over with an oxygen mask for her that was specially equipped for dogs and put that on her for a little bit while we started to warm her up. And I actually rode in the back of the truck with her to use my body heat to keep her warm during the ride back to our Macklin facility. Fortunately, when we got back to the Macklin facility, the veterinarians were waiting and the vet techs were waiting for her. They had fluids already warmed up that they were getting ready to administer to her, and they had blankets and heating pads all ready for her right when we got back to the shelter.
Flory was very near death with the temperature as low as it was. It's vital that dogs in that condition get supportive care as soon as humanly possible, within minutes, in order to survive something like that. So it's very important that dogs in that kind of a condition be treated immediately.
The rescue of the dog on the ice was certainly one of the most dramatic rescues that I've been through, and it was so fast, and to see her make such a quick recovery just really showed the way that the entire Humane Society staff can work with outside groups to come together for one animal to make a huge difference in this animal's life.
I'm here with Mike Perkins, the director of the Humane Society of Missouri's Animal Cruelty Task Force. And Mike, we just saw Flory's dramatic rescue, and it makes me wonder, what is a typical day like for you?
For our investigators in the Animal Cruelty Task Force, any day is anything but typical. Our investigators can respond to anything from food, water, and shelter calls to checking on the well-being of an animal, to the furtherance of an investigation, interviewing suspects or witnesses, to a full-blown rescue such as Flory's, or a rescue that has 109 dogs such as we've had in the past. Also in the past, we've had rescues that started in the morning, brought the animals back in the evening, and saddled up, cleaned everything up, and went back out for an overnight rescue and brought another group back in the next morning. So anything but typical is for our day.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of people involved, a lot of different departments. When we saw Flory, the police department was involved, obviously veterinary care was involved. So that's got to cost a lot of money. It
does, and people don't really realize exactly what it all compounds. You've got vet care for the animals, you've got shelter care for the animals. The vehicles that we drive, just to fill up a tank of gas, is upwards of $80 in today's day and age. So,
and you travel a long way sometimes.
We've been known to travel upwards of 300,000 miles in a year.
Obviously, donations, very important.
We could not make it without them, and we could not help any of the animals without the donations.
Wow, hearing about the cost of gas alone really puts this into perspective, just how expensive it can be to respond to animals in distress. That's why it's so important that you call right now and make a gift of $75 to help keep their tanks full and ensure that animals everywhere will never have to go without the help they so desperately need. A generous gift of $100 pays for veterinary treatment for 2 abused dogs. Any gift you can afford will be used to help animals who cannot help themselves. So please be their hero and make a donation. And don't forget, Scottrade has generously offered to match donations that come in during this program. So make your donation count double and call us right now. Call now and be a part of the Humane Society's commitment to ending the vicious cycle of animal abuse. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078. Volunteers are standing by at our phone bank to take your call, so please make a gift right now, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org. Let's check in again with the phone bank, but before I do, I want you to understand that these volunteers are not just dedicated volunteers of the Humane Society, they're also proud owners of animals who were rescued by the people here at the Humane Society of Missouri, like Patty. Patty, you have pets from here. Tell us about them.
Yes, I do. I have 2 adopted purebred dogs from here. And people think that there's a lot of mixes at shelters, but that's some fallacy because about 20% of the shelter pets are purebred. So you can get that Puggle or Labradoodle or whatever designer dog you want right here.
Beautiful boxers too. I always have to check out the boxers.
And I've got a great German Shepherd from here who's living a long life because of the good care she got here.
But all of that is because people have donated money to help out the Humane Society. Now I need to know, raise of hands, who is not on the phone right now? Please raise your hand. Okay, I would like you to, no, Patty, raise your hand. These hands cannot go down, ladies and gentlemen, until you call them. So you really need to call them. Not only will Patty be able to rest her arm, you will be helping an animal here at the Humane Society. And all you have to do is call 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation, although that won't help Patty, but you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Purina One Beyond, food for your cat or dog.
One of the many incredible services offered by the Humane Society is the world-class medical care available at their 3 veterinary medical center locations. Dr. Stephen Schwartz, Director of Veterinary Medical Services for the Humane Society of Missouri, will show you everything they have to offer.
I'm Dr. Stephen Schwartz, Director of Veterinary Services at the Humane Society of Missouri. Since 1955, the Humane Society of Missouri has provided the highest quality of care for animals in our shelter and pets in the community. Today, we operate one of the largest veterinary practices in the state of Missouri, offering a full range of services for dogs, cats, and small animals. Our veterinary medical centers are fully accredited by the American Animal Hospital Association, placing us in the very top tier of veterinary practices throughout the country. When you bring your pet to the Humane Society of Missouri, you can be confident that they are receiving the expert care and attention they deserve. Best of all, when you visit the veterinary medical centers, you're not only helping your pet, but you're helping many, many other animals in need. Proceeds from our veterinary services benefit the homeless animals in our shelters. Your patronage makes it possible for the Humane Society of Missouri to rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving homes for thousands of pets just like yours every year. The Humane Society of Missouri Veterinary Medical Centers are open 6 days a week at all 3 of our St. Louis area locations. Our headquarters location in St. Louis City, our Westport location in Maryland Heights, and our Chesterfield Valley location in Boone's Crossing. Call to make an appointment today. We very much look forward to taking care of your pet's needs and your needs as a responsible pet owner.
Little Sylvie here knows all about the veterinary care here. And you just heard from Dr. Schwartz about the world-class veterinary care the Humane Society offers to all St. Louis pet owners. And when you bring your pet to their veterinary clinics, you are actually helping the homeless animals in Humane Society shelters. You can also help by donating right now. Your gift of $50 provides deworming treatments for 4 cats. A $100 donation pays for an animal's spay or neuter surgery, and a generous gift of $250 provides heartworm tests for 5 dogs, just like Sylvie. Animals bring such joy to our lives, and they deserve your support right now. You can call at any time during this program. Volunteers are standing by to take your donation. So please help us make second chances possible for more dogs like Sylvie. And don't forget, our lead sponsor, Scottrade, has generously agreed to match any donations made during this program. So pick up the phone and call us right now to help twice as many animals in need. Charge your donation on Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org. Coming up after the break, learn about a very special dog that stayed at the Humane Society's Macklin Avenue Adoption Center for an entire year before finding her forever home.
Why did I roll over my IRA to Scottrade?
For starters, it didn't cost me anything, and I got a $100 cash bonus for rolling over by April 16th.
I like bonuses.
Plus, at Scottrade, there are thousands of commission-free investments.
And if I need help, I can find it online, by phone, or at one of over 500 Scottrade locations.
It's why more investors with IRAs are saying, I'm with Scottrade.
At Scottrade, we believe the more you know, the better you trade. So we have ongoing webinars and interactive learning, plus in-branch seminars at over 500 locations, where our dedicated support teams help you know more so your money can do more.
At Scottrade, $7 trades are just the start. Our teams have the information you want when you need it. It's another reason more investors are saying,
I'm with Scottrade.
Tonight's telethon was made possible by our sponsors. The Humane Society of Missouri would like to thank our lead sponsor, Scottrade, and our other sponsors, Purina One, Heartgard and Frontline, AT&T, and Emerald Properties for helping make second chances possible. Call our toll-free number, 877-803-0078. Or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
Welcome back to the Humane Society of Missouri Second Chances Telethon. Your donations make such a difference in the lives of homeless dogs. Dogs like Tiffany, who received loving care from the Humane Society staff for a solid year before being adopted by her new family. Tiffany touched the lives of so many staff members and volunteers during her long stay at the shelter. And this is Tiffany's story.
Tiffany was a staff favorite. She had come in with puppies, so we of course took care of her, raised the puppies, were able to place the puppies. She was spayed, but she's a pit bull mix. So she spent over a year in our facility. During that time, we did put her in the Train to Adopt program to help exercise her mind as well as her body.
The training they did was very valuable. We first saw the training that they did on the video on the website. We saw her with her sitting, with her doing different tasks to get her treat, and so we continued on doing what she did. Can you go down? Down. Good girl. Can you sit, Tiff? No, we got more. Sit, sit, easy, easy, easy.
My favorite part about having Tiffany around our house is that she gives you her full attention when she's around you. It's undivided, unless of course somebody else has a treat.
The best part about having Tiffany in our family, she's energetic, she's loving, and she just loves to be with you no matter what. She'll follow you around the house.
This was an excellent match. Tiffany's owners had experience with pit bulls. They came in specifically looking for a dog that had been in the facility for a long time. That was their goal, to give dogs a second chance.
Yeah, I think that everybody should take a good look at the humane societies out there in the shelters before they go out and buy a dog, because you find a lot of wonderful dogs here. They're just unpolished gems at this point. They just need a little love and they'll shine for you.
I think it's cooler to have a shelter dog because you can create your own history together. And it feels like you're doing something good for them.
Tiffany's food, shelter, training, and veterinary care for an entire year cost the Humane Society of Missouri a tremendous amount in time and resources. And she is just one of many thousands of animals that benefit from their services each year. Every dollar you contribute to the Humane Society goes towards a very good cause. For example, just $20 will provide 10 days of care for a sheltered animal. Just $30 will provide microchips for 3 kittens. And a generous gift of $100 provides the necessary medical care for 2 puppy mill rescues. You can call at any time during this program. Look at our volunteers who are standing by patiently. They want you to call right now. And you can charge your donation on Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express. Our toll-free number is 877-803-0078, or you can make a secure donation on our website, hsmo.org.
For every animal that we are able to help find a new forever home, many, many more come through our doors, desperately needing our help. The Humane Society of Missouri turns no animal away, which is why we need you. We are dedicated to our mission of providing a safe, caring haven for all animals who need us. Your generous support allows us to rescue, shelter, provide medical treatment, and find loving homes for so many dogs, cats, rabbits, horses, and farm animals each and every year. Animals just like Little Bits, Peanut, and Snickers. Without you, second chances for these helpless animals would not be possible. Please be a hero to them and give generously. We are truly grateful for any gift you can give. Every dollar helps a deserving animal find a new beginning. Virginia, we are especially appreciative of all the help and effort that you have given us in telling and giving our audience members the wonderful, wonderful sense of all the second chances that have been provided for animals in need. And we want to sincerely thank the many people who have called in or visited our website to help these incredible animals. We'd also like to recognize our lead sponsor, Scottrade, for their matching contribution to the Second Chances Telethon. Because of this generous gift, every dollar you donate tonight will be doubled and help twice as many animals.
Well, we also have a very special thanks to our sponsors, Purina One, HeartGuard, and Frontline, AT&T, and Emerald Properties. We've seen uplifting adoption tales like the story of Tiffany, a dog who waited more than a year for her second chance. We've shown you stories of strength and resolve during times of disaster like in Joplin. And we've heard stories of terrible cruelty and neglect like Zoe, a puppy mill survivor, and horses like Saturn and Galahad. Imagine what would have happened had the Humane Society not been there for them. Think of the love they've brought to their human families. So please spend a little time appreciating your own pets. Give them an extra treat or maybe a belly rub, and be grateful they are safe from abuse, safe from neglect, safe from homelessness. We hope you're also grateful that the Humane Society of Missouri is there for so many thousands of animals who aren't as lucky as your own pets. Many thousands are still out there, still waiting to be rescued, waiting to be loved, waiting for their second chance. Will you be the one to give it to them? Thank you for watching, and thank you for giving, and thank you from all of the animals you're helping.